guys, good morning. It is Monday and I thought I would take you along for a little weekly vlog, reading with me for a week, something like that. I don't really have a theme for this video. I'm just gonna take you along for the week. I'm very excited. I have so many things to look forward to. I have 2 new releases coming out this week and I'm so excited about, and also The Rookie, which I love so much. It's a crime show on, I don't know what network, but the 2-part finale starts tomorrow and I am so excited, like literally cannot wait for this episode. But I wanted to chat a little bit about my quiet time because I haven't done that in a while. I feel like I haven't like really done like a proper vlog. Well, I guess I did one a few weeks ago. Anyways, I feel like I don't talk much about my quiet time anymore, but I wanted to just kind of share what I've been reading. So this year I've been going through the New Testament and I've been really enjoying it. I've read the New Testament, well, I read the whole Bible cover to cover, but I've specifically read the New Testament multiple times, and I feel like each time I read it, like something else sticks out to me, which is just so cool about God's word, that it's alive and active. But I'm currently in the book of Acts. So if you don't know, there's the Gospels, which is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and that's Jesus's life on earth. And then Acts is basically like the beginnings of the church after Jesus is resurrected and ascends to heaven. You're just following the disciples as they share the gospel, all the miracles that happen, all that stuff in Acts, and it's so good. So that's what I've been reading. The Apostle Paul, you see his conversion in Acts. The Holy Spirit at Pentecost is in Acts. The verse, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth. That's in Acts 1:8. And yeah, so that's what I'm currently reading, really enjoying it. I haven't been really writing things down, but I feel like I read it, pray, and just kind of like meditate on it a little bit, because I feel like each time I read it, something else sticks out to me, like I said. And so when I was reading the Gospels, I feel like I was learning so much new things, or like I was almost being convicted of, like, in the New Testament, you see the Pharisees and how they're very like legalistic and following the rules. And so Jesus is on earth, he's performing miracles, he's preaching. Basically the Pharisees kept seeing Jesus perform miracles, like the blind could see, the lame could walk, food was multiplied, like all these insane miracles, and we're sitting here like, are you not seeing these miracles? What the heck? But then I see miracles in my own life and I'm like just ignoring them. Like I feel like sometimes in our life we just don't pay attention to what God's doing, and then we are acting like the Pharisees, because like the Pharisees truly are just people that like they were following the law of the Old Testament, and we can be just like them, you know? Anyways, basically to say we're no better than the Pharisees because we do some of the same things that they do, which is just such a conviction since reading that. So anyways, really enjoyed reading the Gospels again and just seeing Jesus' life on earth, convicting me of like, am I paying attention to what God is doing? Or am I just ignoring it? You know what I mean? So anyways, that is what I've been reading in my Bible, loving it. Just trying to read my Bible every morning. Obviously, I don't always succeed at that, but I'm trying to, because I know when I start my day with God's word that my day is just better overall. So it's now Tuesday and I clearly didn't vlog anymore yesterday. I ended up not reading anything yesterday, so I just didn't update you. And I haven't read anything today. I had some errands to run this morning, went to the post office, did some work, things like that. Let me hold it like this. I got a pre-order in the mail. I'm very excited about. It has my address on both sides, so I can't hold it up, but I got this pre-order. I'm so excited. It just delivered a little bit ago and I cannot wait to read it. I'm so excited, so. Okay. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Literally so excited. This is The Dixon Rule by L. Kennedy. This is the second book after The Graham Effect, and I cannot wait. I love like a release day, a pre-order, like when you have an exciting release coming out and you pre-order and it comes in the mail. Oh, it's so exciting. I love this like world so much. I love the Off-Campus series. If you don't know, this series is like a spin-off of the Off-Campus series. The first one followed the daughter of Garrett and Hannah from The Deal, the first book in the Off-Campus series, and this is the second book in this like Campus Diary series. And it does not follow a kid of the Off-Campus series, but it follows just like a side character that was in The Graham Effect, and I am so excited. Well, a couple side characters that was in The Graham Effect, and I'm so excited to read this. It is like long. Well, it's a little bit shorter than, I think, well, maybe it's about the same length as The Graham Effect, but I feel like The Graham Effect, literally, like I flew through it. I loved it so much, so I'm so excited to read this. I literally have been looking forward to this the past few days. I haven't read anything since Saturday. I think I finished my book, and I haven't been reading anything because I've just been waiting for this book. And here it is. It's in my hands. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna start reading it. It's like 2:30. I finished everything I need to do. It's probably about to storm here soon. So it's time to start the Dixon Rule. I also just love like the spine and the cover. It's just beautiful. So excited to start this book. Wow. I cannot wait. what a great day. Morning, guys. I have not updated you since starting the Dixon roll, and I made a lot of progress last night. I literally am on page 299 out of like, I think there's like a little less than 500 pages. So I'm like probably 60% through this book. I read so much last night. I honestly was like looking at the page number. I was like, how am I on 300 pages in this book already? Like, I literally don't know, because I feel like I didn't read that many hours. Like, I read from like 6 to 9, and then we watched The Rookie, and then I read from like 10 to 11:30, and I read like 250 pages. I don't really know. I also did skip the spice, so that could have been a factor. But I read so much of this book yesterday, so I thought I would give a little reading update because I'm probably about to finish it. I'm gonna sit here and finish it. I want to try to finish it before I eat lunch, but we shall see. My dogs are playing. But as you can tell, because I've binged it pretty much, I am really, really enjoying it. I feel like it's just such a good, like, fun time. And I just haven't wanted to put it down. Like, I'm just having a great grand old time. The plot of this book that's on the back of the book does not happen until like maybe 150 pages into the book, honestly. So I'm not gonna say what the plot is, but it's about a hockey player and a cheerleader. So that's all I'll tell you. But you see these characters in the Graham Effect, and they kind of don't like each other. So it's kind of like enemies to lovers. Like, they just don't get along type situation. But I feel like where I'm at now, there's kind of a lull. Like, I'm a little bit bored because I feel like there's not much going on. But I do have a couple guesses as to what's gonna happen, which sounds weird when you're talking about a romance, like it's not a mystery. But I have a couple guesses of what's gonna happen, because there's one aspect of the story that I feel like is gonna come to a head in not a good way at some point in these next 180 pages. And then also there's something else that I have like a guess about, which I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling this is the case. So we shall see what happens, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm enjoying it as much as the Graham Effect, because I feel like I just liked the tropes kind of in the Graham Effect more. I liked how Gigi and Ryder were like, I don't know, I just feel like I liked their relationship a little more than Shane and Diana. But I'm still really enjoying this. I just love these romances. Elle Kennedy just, I feel like she writes a book that you want to binge. Also, I'm so sorry my dogs won't stop looking. So anyways, that's kind of my thoughts so far. I'm just like having a great time. I do think there's definitely like emotional aspects to this. I would maybe check up trigger warnings. I think is there trigger warnings at the beginning of the book? I don't know. I don't think so. But there is this like little apartment thing, because Diana and Shane are neighbors, so you like see their little apartment unit, which is cool. But when I say trigger warnings, like, this is not like Binding Keeping 13 where it's extremely traumatic and detailed. It's not like that, but there is just like smaller details about each character. I feel like in every one of Elle Kennedy's books that has a more of an emotional depth, more like just some things that have happened to them in their life that they're like going through and stuff like that. So you get a little bit of that, but it's not like super detailed. I would just say like maybe check trigger warnings when you read her books, because like it's not super detailed, but there are like topics discussed in her books. And I don't want to say what it is in this book because I don't want to give it away, but I'm gonna sit here and finish, or at least like I'm gonna read a good bit before I eat lunch. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm a little nervous because I'm scared of what's gonna happen if I'm right. But anyways, I'm gonna read. Also, I went and got a coffee because I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna sit here and read. So excited.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking.
Like 50 pages left, and it's gone downhill really fast. Ugh, what I was afraid of is happening, and I'm so sad. Why does this have to happen? I don't understand. Hey guys, it is now Thursday and I filmed like a 7-minute clip after I finished the Dixon roll of my thoughts, feelings about the book. But I was editing the footage last night and the cicadas are terrible at my house, like literally so bad. They're everywhere, all around the house. There's one on the window right now and they're just so bad. And so sometimes during the day, or most of the time during the day, you can hear them from in the house because they're so loud. So I was watching the footage, editing the footage, and the cicadas are so loud in that clip. I just like couldn't edit it because it was just so annoying and distracting. And I was like going back to the previous clips that I had filmed, and like the cicadas aren't as bad in those clips. You can't hear them over me when I'm talking, but literally you could hear them so bad. So I feel like right now they're not too bad. So I'm gonna film my thoughts of the Dixon roll. Like I was annoyed editing it, so I'm like, I'm not putting it in the video. So we're just refilming it. So anyways, I finished the Dixon roll, like I said, and I really enjoyed it. I will say, check trigger warnings before you read this. I said like maybe earlier, but after finishing it, definitely check trigger warnings, or you can DM me and I can tell you the triggers if you don't want to like spoil it for yourself. I'm not sure if you can find it on our website, but anyways, really enjoyed this book. I just love any book set in this world. Like if it's set at Broward University, I'm gonna love it. And I do think that I like the dynamic between Gigi and Ryder more than Shane and Diana, but I still really enjoyed this book. It was so good. I'm giving it 4 stars, which I gave The Dare 4 stars, but looking back, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 because I definitely loved this one more than The Dare, which is in the Broward series. It was just so good, so fun. It was sad at times, which I had a couple things I was expecting to happen. One of them did happen, sadly, and then the other one happened, but not in the way I thought. So like it is very fun, lighthearted a lot of the time. Like it's very funny to read, but sometimes there is sad moments in her books. So I just feel like Elle Kennedy is so good at hockey romances and like banter. The found family with the hockey players is so good, and you definitely don't have to read the off-campus series before you read this. Like you can read this book and understand it. You don't even have to read the Graham Effect before you read this because you will understand it. But I do recommend reading the off-campus series first, and honestly the Broward series, but definitely the off-campus series, because I feel like these books are so much better knowing what happens in the off-campus series. Because like the first one, The Graham Effect, is about Garrett and Hannah's daughter from The Deal. And this book isn't about an off-campus kid, but you definitely see the off-campus characters in this book. All the off-campus characters went to Broward University, and they're like legends. Like they talk about Garrett, Dean, Tucker, Logan, and they're legends at Broward University because they're insane hockey players. Like Garrett Graham was huge. He like went pro, you know, all this stuff. And so like when they talk about them, they're like literally legends at Broward. So it's really fun to read. And also the hockey coach for the men's hockey team is the same coach as the coach from off campus. Like he's just still coaching, and he's like the best coach ever. Like he has the most wins, like Final Four wins or whatever ever at Broward University. So it's just really cool to see like those characters in these books. And I don't know what book is going to be next. Like I don't know if there's going to be more books of the off-campus kids. I hope there is. You definitely see more of the kids in this book, I feel like, and I'm excited to see if we get books of them. The title of the next book is on Goodreads, but I don't remember that name because there's a name in the title, so I don't know who it's about. But anyways, really enjoyed this. I wish you could hear my like final thoughts right after I finish the book, but the footage is just, I can't use it. So anyways, really enjoyed this. I feel like I literally flew through it. I binged it, loved it so much. I didn't love it as much as The Graham Effect, but I still loved it. I feel like any book set in this world written by Elle Kennedy, I'm just gonna eat up. So love this so much. Really enjoyed this. Just love the world and the characters and seeing cameos of the other characters from the off-campus series. It's just so fun. So love this so much. It was so good, and it is definitely like a summer vibe. I feel like most of it takes place during the summer, which is very fun. So I would recommend reading off-campus first, but I feel like if you're just wanting a bunch of books to binge this summer, read off-campus, Broward U, and these because they're so good. Okay, so anyways, now on to the next book. I started it bright and early this morning because it came out obviously today, and I woke up at like 5:45 and immediately downloaded it because it's on Kindle Unlimited. And it's Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This is her new release. I am so excited. Like literally I've been waiting for this book. I did sign up for an ARC and didn't get one. So I've been like so excited to read this. And it's out today, so I immediately downloaded it. I am already a few chapters in. I'm on page 38. So I've read a little bit. I'm just gonna read as much of this as I can because I am so excited. I honestly went into this completely blind. Like I knew who it was about because this character shows up in the Lost and Found series, but other than that I didn't know anything about it, and I am so glad I did because it was so like fun to just like read it and see what happens, which I'm obviously still at the beginning of the story, but I feel like now I kind of know like the characters, who it's about, that kind of thing, and more about the female main character and stuff like that. But these books, Catherine Cowles writes romantic suspenses, so they're set in small towns and they follow like a romance, but there's also a suspense plot. So I think if you like Bethany Perry, you would really like Catherine Cowles, and vice versa. If you like Catherine Cowles, you would like Bethany Perry. It's that kind of vibe, and it's just so good. I love her books. I really loved her Lost and Found series. My favorite in that series is Ashes of You. Loved it so much. And I've read a couple books in the the Tattered and Torn series, but I'm not loving it as much as Lost and Found. And I feel like this series is gonna be my favorite. Like, I'm so excited. Like, you can see the characters in this, like you kind of meet them or they talk about them so far. And I'm so excited for their books. I'm assuming they all get books. There's like 5 or 6 books in the series. She's announced the titles for all of them, and I cannot wait. I think 2 more books in the series come out this year, and it's May. So she's like pumping out the books. And I'm so excited. Also love this cover. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Obviously you can see it on my Kindle, but I'm gonna put the colors on the screen because it's beautiful. Let's take a moment. It's stunning. So excited, gonna read this and cannot wait. I've been literally waiting since she announced this book for it to come out. So here we are, can't wait to read it and tell you my thoughts. I know I'm gonna love it. I don't know if I'm gonna love it as much as Ashes of You, but I have a good feeling about it. It's gonna be so good. Hi. I have not updated you since starting Fragile Sanctuary. Well, that's not true. I did update you like 100 pages in. I went to edit the footage this morning. Guess what you could hear? The cicadas. You sure could. So scrap that clip because nothing I said in it I couldn't say in this clip. Like, I can just reiterate it, and it was just so annoying. So anyways, the cicadas are taking over the world. I'm just kidding. And don't come at me for complaining about the cicadas. I know they don't bother me most of the time. Like, if I go outside, they don't bite, they're not attacking me. Most of the time they stay in their lane, but it's like when I'm filming and they're like, well, first they're just extremely loud, but when I'm filming and I can hear them, it's affecting like my YouTube and like you trying to edit. I'm complaining about the cicadas because they're annoying and because they are affecting my filming. So I don't think you can hear them right now, so I haven't heard them all morning. I think it's because it's raining. I don't think they like the rain because I never really see them when it's raining. Anyways, so I finished Fragile Sanctuary. I didn't give any updates, like I said, because of the cicadas. Anyways, but I finished it, so I wanted to give my thoughts and finish this vlog. So, really, really enjoyed this book. I love Catherine Cowell's books. I feel like every time she comes out with a book, I binge it, I love it, it's great. Some I've loved more than others, and this one I would say is not my favorite by her. I didn't love the romance as much as Ashes of You, and I don't think I loved the suspense plot as much as Ashes of You either. I feel like I'm comparing it to Ashes of You because that's my favorite by her. I thought the romance was so good, the suspense was so good, like it was just so good. And this one I didn't love as much. I think I'm giving it 4 stars, but also I gave the Dixon rule 4 stars, and I think I like the Dixon rule more, but I feel like giving this like a 3.75 is too low because I did really enjoy it, and I just love Catherine Cowell's books. One thing I feel like I love about her books is she will trick you. Like, she will trick you when it comes to who like the killer is or whatever. So like, when I read her books, I'm like going in, especially when I went into this book, I was like, okay, I'm going in trying to figure out who did it before it's obviously revealed because I want to figure it out. I would love to get it right. And so I was going into this book, I like read it and I was like, okay, I think I haven't inkling about this person because they just seemed too nice. Too nice, you know? And then I get to the end and I realized there was the person that did it. I literally just wrote this person off. Like, I do that I feel like every book that she writes, like the person that ended up doing it, I write them off like, oh, they never could do it. And then it ends up being them. I don't know. Anyway, so I did not get it right, sadly. I read it super fast because I feel like that's just how her books are. Like, the first chapter is kind of like a prologue of the past of what happened to one of the characters, and you're just like hooked. You like want to know what happened, you want to know more about them, and then it obviously goes to the present, and then you get like a slow burn of romance, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed seeing more of the main character, or the male main character, because you see a tad bit of him in Ashes of You, and he's very like closed off. He doesn't want to open up to anyone because of things that have happened to him. So I feel like also what happened in this book was honestly the saddest because I feel like both characters had super traumatic things happen in them in their past, and it was just really sad. I don't know if there's trigger warnings, but I feel like when you go into her books, since there is a suspense element, there's going to be like trigger warnings and things like that, but it's not super graphic. But I would say this is her spiciest book. I don't think it's like super spicy. Like, when I say it's her spiciest book, it's not giving like Lucy Silver or Tessa Bailey or something like that, but it was just spicier than I usually expect from Catherine Cowell's. Like, I feel like it's usually 1 or 2 scenes, not too much, but this I feel like there was more than that, and also the spice was just like a little bit spicier. It was a little more detailed, a little more graphic. Like, when I was like skimming through to get to the next part, I was like, oh my gosh. So it was a little bit spicier, which I don't think you shouldn't read it because of that. Like if you are a type of person that like, you will read a book if it has spice, or you're fine skipping over it if it's just a little bit. I still think you could read this and enjoy it, but there is a good bit of spice. Well, not a good bit, maybe like 3-4 scenes, I don't know. But I did really enjoy it. I feel like because of like the suspense element, Catherine Cowell's books are very much like emotionally driven, and there's also that protective aspect of it because most of the time the female main character is in danger, so you're just like getting that protective like touch her and you die type situation, which is so good. So I love her books and I really enjoyed this. It's not my favorite by her, but I'm so excited to continue the series like when it comes out. I think the next one comes out in August, I don't know, but I'm so excited. And there's one book specifically and one trope that she's gonna use and I can't wait. There's a snippet of the next book in this, but I didn't read it because I didn't think I could handle the trauma right now because I just finished this with a lot of trauma in this book, but I'm very excited for who it's about. And I feel like it's just gonna be such a good series because like you obviously meet all the characters and you're getting to see their love stories, and I'm excited to see who ends up with who. I don't know. So really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend reading this release. It's also, I feel like, good for the summer. I feel like most of it took place like in the summer, I wanna say. It's not like a summer romance, but I definitely think you could read it in the summer and it would be great. So anyways, really enjoyed this. So an update or a recap of this video. First, I've been reading the Book of Acts, really enjoying that. And then I read The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy, gave this 4 stars, really loved it. So excited to continue the series. Oh, also both of these are in the series. Anyways, and then obviously I read Fragile Sanctuary and gave it 4-ish stars, I think. Maybe it's because I'm already attached to the characters in the Dixon Rule or like the off-campus series because I know them, that I wasn't as attached to these because it is the first book in the series, but I know I will be attached by the end. So anyways, that is this video. I hope you enjoyed. It is Friday early in the day and I might read a little bit today, but I want to finish this vlog and edit it or finish editing it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching and I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye.